Hello and welcome. This is going to be a zodiac specific reading, just a couple quick ones. We've got 6 left on the board, and I've got some zodiac sign cards here from the Starcodes deck. Let's go there. Oh, Leo was on the top before I started. I guess I didn't have to shuffle. It's Leo's turn. It's Leo's turn in the spotlight. Of course. I've got my trusty bowl of rose quartz here to weigh down the cards. As you see, we've got a decent run of temps, warm enough to be outdoors in Michigan for the next 48 hours at least. So let's see where we're going to go first. So Leo, maybe you're looking for that direction right now, looking for an opportunity. Sorry about any shaking on the table. Retreat out of fear, something, sense of rejection. Your pride has been perhaps tweaked here. There's a sense of somebody not giving you the attention that you rightfully deserve here. I hope the wind isn't too much in the microphone. I'm getting rebel and black sheep. If there's been any sense of expectation in the circumstance projected from you or projected onto you, take that any way you will. Somebody is probably rebelling against some type of commitment, creating space and distance out of a need to explore their identity further. Of course, Leo is a sign of identity and ego in a way. Had a big spill out, and what came out was mother issues. So what they are subconsciously, or you are subconsciously rebelling against, may have something to do with a mother figure or mother issues from an early stage, but it says tread carefully, whether that's from myself or another. It says there's low vibe entities or lower attachments influencing the situation. So if that's some kind of mommy dearest, somebody has got to create some distance here so they can hear themselves think. Meditation brings solutions under the deck. Mood swings and drama have influenced the situation. And so you may be thinking that something major has just ended, but to me, it appears that there's a lot of magnetism at play because repulsion energy and aversion energy is the opposite of magnetism. So it's a factor of magnetism. Two poles that are similarly charged push away from each other to create distance. That's what we must have here. One more. Father issues is also coming out. So mother and father issues, you may be a couple. I saw 333. You may be an accidental couple having children unexpectedly or something like that. There's been a lot of chemistry at play here, which tells me that chemistry in the hearts of those that have been hurt in the past, that chemistry can come out sometimes in aggressive, triggered ways. Get out of hermitage for a change, okay? Go out and explore and get yourself a taste of the great wide open. Get advice from some of your friends. So, okay, that's probably plenty of those cards for the moment. Mother and father issues, indeed. So we see the situation perhaps, or this could also be you having a sense of wounded pride, feeling overlooked or underestimated. There's an urge to push away from the circumstance, but perhaps this has some kind of resonance with an earlier experience where either mother and father dynamics are replaying out between you and another, or they're blocking the situation in some way. King of Shells, harmony and integrity. Here we have the seahorse, and if for those who don't know, the seahorse actually is the father that takes care of the children. He carries them around in his pouch. They're, can you call it marsupial when they're an aquatic? I don't know all that much about it, but you may be playing both mother and father roles in your family dynamic. We have two popping out here. We've got this lobster, 7 of shells, choice and ambitions. So you have a lot of expectations and plans and goals in your life, and you're ready to surpass the blocks that have been imposed from whatever situation in your own life or those of another. And 2 of feathers, decisions and directions. So choices and decisions, that's a very interesting combination. Let's switch decks again and see what wants to pop out here. I'm seeing 7 of swords. It's been on the bottom. I didn't pre-shuffle this one. I see something flipped over the wrong direction. We had a big spill out here unexpectedly. I'll take those 2. I saw them flip and I saw what they were. So the upside down card here is the front side of the lovers, which is usually a newer connection, and the high priestess, front side, and the 4 of swords, front side. Okay. What I'm getting out of this is there's been, in a newer romance potentially, but take this with a grain of salt. It's a general reading, folks. But in a newer relationship, there's a lot of intuition at play, intuition, fears, and somebody was sleeping on potential, and the other person was trying to ignore their feelings in the situation and move beyond it and keep building, but the distance probably became a little bit more and more too much to bear. So then we have the 2 of cups was the one that I saw that popped out, and I almost put it back, but it's beautiful. It's in the daylight, in the open, this coming together, this chemical connection with the Ace of Cups figure from the card in this deck in the background here is like a renewal in bonding and connection is really wanted. But then we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So I don't know if somebody's mother figure or somebody's motherly duties have interfered with the circumstance, or something along those lines. Here we have the 8 of Pentacles, and it does show a father hard at work with his son, watching his every move and example, and really doing his man training. And on the back side here, we have the 20 card. I don't know if YouTube is that sensitive, but these folks are a little bit naked. We can see their backsides. And anyways, it's the backside of the Judgment is having come through the difficulty and having the feeling of being judged. And it does show a mother, father, child facing judgment from, I believe it's Archangel Gabriel. So take that as you will, but I believe that there's a couple who are trying to work something out here, but there's some difficulties with the early childhood's influence upon the present moment, and whose responsibilities are being fulfilled and who's sleeping on their possibilities and responsibilities, leaving you to do all the work. So that having been said, tread very carefully. There's lower vibrational entities and attachments at play which block understanding, particularly if somebody has some type of resistance and resentments that have interfered. They're going to justify and push against you if you try to come in directly. So there's some type of a need to allow situations to take form and wait for the moment to say the right thing at the right time, and I feel like you're going to have that information and that inspiration at the moment of truth. And somebody, I believe, is going to be figuring this out. To me, it appears that both individuals really want to come together. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all of the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd even believe how often you're thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, andale, the universe. You glow, we beam. Thanks. So there's this glow up and stability that's able to be um, embraced in your own life while somebody goes off and has to have their time away. And it, please don't be distracted by your own fears of abandonment or neglect. Even if those factors are at play, this individual can somehow be softly reminded by you of their higher self by perhaps walking back in and seeing how you kept things together, and there's a deepening of respect and a difference between the parental figures and the current moment. But honor thyself, have deep self-respect, and remain the guardian and protector and provider and nourisher of your family, your close family and friends, and yourself. Thank you for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back, you changer, the universe. So I'm going to say one last thing. Let's say that this individual cannot change and it ends up being just you. Then that's your divine redirection to put all that love back into self until it comes time to do it all over again. So I hope that this reading has helped it at some level. It feels a little bit that I'm not sure whether or not your person of interest has it in them or not, but I have a positive feeling, and I think that keeping hope alive rather than allowing fear to take over will help you to remain grounded and unconditionally loving with yourself and others, and not to be overly demanding or codependent when the time comes to have your own back. So take care, Leo. You do deserve a break, and it's payback time. All right, Leo. See you next time. Let's see who's next. Capricorn, achieve. Let's clear out some of this energy for you, Capricorn. Capricorn, all having trouble communicating. All of a sudden I start stuttering along. Capricorn often is kind of one of those signs that's underappreciated in certain ways. Like, oh, it's the stoic, the doer, and in that way almost the one that gets relied upon and leaned on and feels that they're the end of the line, that has everything resting on their shoulders. So it's a time for some recognition for you as well. Let's see what wants to come out for Capricorn. What have you been busy with? Coming to see you. Okay. Observation, looking for clues from an introvert, perhaps? Or are you the introvert? Oh, I just saw a little peek at a love bomber. Somebody coming and giving you a little bit of extra attention. Aw, I miss you. UVWXY. Y or Z letters may be important, or someone with the sign of Cancer, or it may be prominent in your chart. And if not, then don't take it too much in that regard. It doesn't have to be a sign. Cancer is the sign of home, family, and momentum of heartfelt desire, magnetism, and electric um, momentum, like the Chariot card, you know, when we're ready to get moving on something or come to see someone else. So somebody's looking for the sign or the right time to maybe take a trip to visit somebody at a distance, or maybe this is something where you guys have to spend time apart during the work week or something like that, and then come together in the weekends type of a deal. Anything else real quick? I'll take that one. Diamond code activation. Alchemy, the elementals are at your disposal. And elementals, I mean uh, earth, fire, air, water, ether, spirit, coming together. And this distance is what is that saying? Every other person out here probably knows it. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. There's somebody who's recognizing what they have when they're away from you, and it's really creating the urge to shift their circumstances or yours in such a way so that you can spend some more time together, or have more downtime when you are together to actually spend that deeper time. Transmutation, transformation, stress, trauma, the inner jewel shining through. So this is something where powerful circumstances or challenges and obstacles are being surmounted. There's a lot of pressure and stress that then creates the overcoming of the obstacle. The pressure actually creates the gem. So if you were together, maybe up front, you'd start getting on each other's nerves, or if you have a stressful work life and taking the work week apart allows you to kind of decompress and then come together when you're not stressed, type of a thing may be going on. So I'm seeing Libra, maybe one of your signs, or just talking about a one-to-one relationship, balancing out, date, getting to know you. Might be time for a date night. And then we have the letters M, N, O, or P, maybe prominent for you. So time to rebalance a relationship and the needs, and to spend time with somebody that you've been missing. This can also, for those of you in a happy relationship where you have plenty of time with your mate, maybe it's your friends that you've been missing and looking for some type of a get together. But I'm sensing that this is more of a partnership with Cancer and Libra. Maybe somebody uh, is looking at combining homes. Ace of Feathers, mental clarity and foundation. That's a goat image. So that could be Capricorn here with that Ace of Feathers, is that gentle truth arising and working through, where it's like, okay, this distance has made me recognize this need. I'm going to set myself up a plan to achieve a stronger foundation. So it looks like somebody's really contemplating stepping up in a relationship to deepen a commitment or deepen the connection, possibly on a material level. Seven of Acorns, determination and stamina. This is such a Capricorn read. Somebody says that this has been a lot of effort to stay away, but they're staying the course. They're not going to become provocative or provoking with this. They're not going to go out and look around. They like what they've got here. And then we have Nine of Acorns, power and perseverance. Oh, are you kidding me? They have what it takes. They have the staying power, and they're dealing with their shadows in their time apart. And then we have the zebra representing temperance, balance, and adaptability. Oh, adaptability too. It's this card of Sagittarius, harmony, it says here, balance and harmony. So somebody's taking this time away to rebalance, but it looks like there's time together on the horizon where they're hoping to rebalance the relationship, as we said. So let's see if there's anything else over here that wants to come out from our other tarot deck. Our third sign is going to get squeezed again here. Let's see. I'm seeing a little bit of emotional disappointment, waiting to be fulfilled. Let's go there. Okay, I'm seeing the backside of the King of Wands. Somebody, look at that enormous anaconda rolling up the tree there. This guy is perhaps one of you staying up late at night, unable to sleep, wanting to be at rest with the other individual. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the Five of Swords. Perhaps this has come because of a conflict where somebody feels somewhat defeated, like somebody isn't as effective as themselves. And I cut the deck to number 10, the Wheel, which shows the wheel, but it shows the magician raising that divine feminine Egyptian ankh symbol there, but it's upside down. So it's like it's not quite time for everything to come together. So it probably, unfortunately, will require a little more determination, stamina, and perseverance to achieve this outcome. But as you balance yourself, the time will show itself. The masculine is shown being a magician of his feminine energy and being able to balance out his masculine energies with his own ability to self-nurture and self-nourish instead of moving out of codependency, I want to say. And back here we have the Death card. So putting a death to an old way of being and a new approach. So take heart with that. I have a little bit of company. I apologize if there's any noise. I try to make this energy bubble not interfered with. Yeah, so maybe you need to have a little energy bubble around yourself to be able to take proper time with each other, reconnect. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Works for me, the universe. Turn on your love light. If you've ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun, and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. And if you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical that you will, but it's up to you, the universe. Sure, it's hard to get really angry at someone when you can think of all the reasons you love them, and you can, the universe. So this very possibly is some type of separation energy to recollect, but don't give up faith on fate. 2222. Try to maintain a sense of emotional innocence in this situation, and recognize that the closeness is really what you want to build on. So, all right, a little more time and patience for you. You'll get there, it looks like. Let's move on. Who is next? Got just a few more minutes here. Thanks, Capricorn. Next is Sagittarius. Expand. We had some Sagittarian energies already. Leaving someone alone in the background, moving away from something that seemed complex. Yeah, 5 of Swords and 5 of Feathers. They're the same card. That's interesting. Armadillo, self-protection, strategy, and resilience. So somebody maybe left you standing, but hanging on to the bag of the responsibility, more of the responsibility than another. It's left you maybe feeling a little vulnerable and needing to set new limits and boundaries. But I'm seeing 44, 44, the number of angelic protection. That's good. Build bridges. So it looks like this individual's walking away. Maybe they were triggered and upset, and you're trying to build bridges between a loved one in this way. Does this align with your higher path? However, were they taken out of your pathway for a reason? There's a lot of loyalty. Maybe there's a commitment, a soul contract at play in the situation. I don't want to lose myself again. So something here, perhaps there was some codependency and somebody stopped doing some things that were meaningful or healthy for themselves and got absorbed into another love bomber. Are you feeling like somebody is insincere here, or are you not taking your compliments? Then we get trauma bonding. So this may be, dare I say, the typical empath, codependent connection with another individual. My chickens are out. I'm sorry to be so distracted. Interesting. So if trauma bonding and love bomber are here, somebody may be on either end of this where we're questioning the sincerity of those that are coming at us and giving us compliments. But that tells us, is this a self-worth deficit and inability um, to take that in? Or is it someone who's manipulating and trying to get on our good side? So you'll have to figure that one out. And then we're under the deck, we're getting I love deep conversations, air sign. So maybe this love bomber energy is very superficial, might be love bombing on physical attributes versus things that are deeper, complex, and more heartfelt personality. Like my eyes are up here energy. I need freedom comes out. So we have on that the signs of Uranus, Aries, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. And you're a fire sign, but you need air to breathe. So this I need freedom. Perhaps this other individual love bombs you and is putting you on a pedestal, and this may represent the way that this individual tries to connect with others and tries to pull and magnetize them into their life and create attachment energy because you feel like home to them, but you may be taking this energy as too stifling. So let's see here. So maybe your sharp words have pushed someone away because you were feeling a little bit squeezed. But you can build bridges out of the loyalty here if it does align with your highest path. But there's a question mark of that there, isn't there? And if you lost yourself in this and said those sharp words because there was something toxic at play, this may be divine protection. We'll get more cards to confirm. So yeah, you're standing firm with your sword of truth planted firmly in the ground. So that tells me that there's been some energies that hasn't necessarily been of the utmost truth and integrity, that a point needed to be made. But here on the back side of the deck, we have the backside of the Four of Wands. So loyalty, yeah, I mean, this very well could be a long-standing friendship or commitment type energy. Oh, that separated to the backside of the Hanged Man. So there's a pause in this. Let's finish you up here and see if we can get any guidance. There, we'll take those. Okay. Under the deck, we've got the Grand Pumbaa, Knight of Acorns, that Knight of Fire. Maybe somebody who's very physically oriented, but it also represents Sagittarian energy, action and drive. Maybe you're being redirected to focus your energies back on yourself at this time. Two of Acorns, insight and focus, coming in for the landing. You're seeing something crucial and coming in and getting that energy. But Four of Feathers showing itself again, some rest and renewal needed, sanctuary and rest. So protective energies. Maybe you got to go and move out of a situation for a minute to get perspective or distance. Seven of Shells, choice, ambitions. Do you want more out of this? Do you deserve more out of this? More authenticity and integrity. You are the magician, and you are able to create what you desire, whether or not it ends up being with this individual or this circumstance. Uh, yeah, making your wish, feeling like you may have to move away in order to create the successful abundance that you're craving. Oop. All right, each person in your life is there for a reason, and it usually has something to do with love. Love is the reason. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. And thanks for every time you ever fell in love. That's the same card that we just had with the previous. Whether or not it was obvious or it lasted, whether or not you were loved back, loving so big changes everything. Just start where you are. You may need to move on. Before this ever began, there was you and your best friends and wide-eyed curiosity among you about who would be the first to leap, the first to forget, the first to kiss, first to tell, the first to fall, the first to get it back up, and first to remember that it all began with a dare to love in spite of it all. You can read the rest. Uh, yeah, so keep on going and keep on loving big. It's it's about getting what you deserve at this point, and so sharpen your arrow, pull back your bow, and shoot for the stars. Take care of yourself. Check back for the other videos in a moment, guys.